call this meeting to order. This is the Oshkosh Education, the Oshkosh
What are we?
Area School District Board of Education regular meeting for Wednesday, July 18th, 2018. Has this meeting been properly noticed?
Yes, it has.
Would you please call the roll?
Carlin.
Here.
Eliason.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Garner.
Here.
Herzog.
Here.
Olmsted.
Here.
Peschel.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have 3 students leading us tonight. They are Jared Faulk, Michael Stack, and Lauren Griswold. So would you please join those 3 students as we together say the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before these students rush off, I would invite them to come to the table up front.
Thank you, Barb.
Even though it's summer, we have many students and many staff who are doing exciting things this summer and helping us reflect on Oshkosh as a wonderful place to live, learn, work, and play. So tonight, joining us from their successful experience at the national event for Skillsusa are Michael Stack and Lauren Griswold. They've represented our city and themselves and Wisconsin very well in this national competition. We also have joining us tonight Jared Faulk, and those of you who had a chance to see the Oshkosh Herald delivered to your doorstep last week probably saw the article about Jared, who represented Oshkosh and this community and the whole state in the National Special Olympics, where he won several medals. So let's give all these students a big They represent many other students who have had a successful summer, whether that was Lauren over there, Michael's little sister, who's had a very successful summer school experience, I learned today, or teachers who have been traveling to conferences and workshops and working on lesson plans, or other students who have had successful summer school experiences or other experiences with our music program or our athletic programs. Behind all of these students are parents and coaches, and we're delighted tonight to have not only Lauren and Michael here, but one of their 2 teachers, Kay Weber, along with Gary Hammond, who was unable to be here. But if any of you 3 would like to speak to the Skills USA project, we'd love to hear from you. You want to share anything about your experience at the Nationals, Michael or Lauren?
I'm going to just start off by saying Skills USA is an opportunity that students get to explore both technical and leadership skills that are in just about every type of job you can think of in the community. And so these students earned a gold in team engineering, problem solving, and they can tell a little bit of what happened in Louisville, Kentucky.
So the challenge it was called time warp. So you had to build a device that would catch a marble from 70 inches in the air and get it into a hole in as close to 30 seconds as you could, and you had to build a device to get it to do that.
And then after that, you had to go through judges and judging, and they had to like drop the ball, and then they would judge on your basic creativity and your presentation on it, and
I have a question. So, from what I understand, the last time we spoke with you, you didn't know your challenge till you got there, and then how long did you have to make that?
You had like 11 hours to complete it.
Holy cow. That is teamwork.
How many people were there in other schools and countries? I heard there were like 20,000 or something.
I think it was like 25,000 people.
What? And it was international, so students from other countries too?
It was just national.
It was
There's a
national,
World
okay.
Skills in Russia, I think, next year.
Oh,
Which-
nice.
3M sent 22 people to go there.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Well, you've made your families, your teachers, and your community proud of you. Thank you very much for representing us so well. And Jared, tell us about your successes this summer.
Well, I guess my name got picked out of a hat to go to 2018 USA Games for Special Olympics. I competed in swimming because swimming is my natural sport. I got a gold medal, which is first place, a silver, a bronze, and a 5th place in all in all swimming events. And my first event is what I golded on.
Which was?
Which, yeah.
Which was a 200 freestyle.
Nice.
Which is-
Oh, nice.
I am a more distant swimmer, so I did the 200 free, the 100 back, the 100 free, and the 4x100 medley relay. But I was the anchor of that,
Okay,
so I did the freestyle part of it.
right. That's awesome.
Well, you've represented yourself, your family, and our school district and our state very well. So let's give these students a round of applause. We really appreciate your coming tonight and leading us in the pledge. And Jared, I don't know that I've heard a more enthusiastic person lead us in the pledge as you did. So thank you so much. And Lauren, I recognize your mom in the background. I've been in meetings with her before. Thank you for coming. And Michael, I think we're making a date to bring your sister back so she can lead us in the pledge at maybe one of our August meetings. So thank you. And thank you for bringing your sister. You're all welcome to stay, or if you have other things on your schedules tonight, you're certainly understand. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Well, that was part of my board president's report. The other part was to give a shout out to the Books on Wheels program at Emmeline Cook School. I had an opportunity to participate in that yesterday, where students come to read, be read to, play board games, and just hang out with 2 or 3 wonderful volunteers from the community and or the school district. So shout out to Faye Von Dam and to Kira Kerner, who led the efforts yesterday at Emmeline Cook School. A great program for students who either came by bicycle or by foot to participate on a warm afternoon. So with that, we'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you very much, Dr. Herzog. So today, we have a little bit of a new face. I wanted to start off with just a little bit. So one of the things that you're going to notice with the Oshkosh Area School District and personnel is that how we're presenting information is going to take just a slightly different look. And so we have an updated template that we're going to be utilizing, and this will be, for the most part, a standardized template that's going to be utilized across the entire district anytime we do any type of presentations, internally or externally. So just wanted to lead that to the board and let you be aware. Why does it look different? So, with the first thing actually was for the students that were just with us. However, there was a third student who was not able to join us tonight. So we're very proud of Lauren Griswold, Michael Stack, and Elizabeth Toon. Now, all 3 of them are recent graduates from Merrill Middle School and will be going on into high school next year. And we are just so proud of everything that they accomplished and the recognition that they have brought to the Oshkosh Area School District. They were recognized for their excellence and professionalism in the areas of creative and as well as critical thinking skills and the decision-making process used to solve a problem, as you just heard moments ago, 11 hours in order to come up with a highly complex solution for a very unique, challenging problem. So we're extremely proud of them, and congratulations to our national champions. The second thing that we want to point out is related to our Oshkosh Area School District Summer School Literacy and Action Program. 7th and 8th grades in our Literacy and Action Summer School class recently interviewed residents from the Bethel Home and Evergreen Retirement Community. That particular activity is meant to help students improve with their interview and writing skills, as well as connect them with the members of the Oshkosh community. In fact, tomorrow they're going to be heading back to see their completed projects, so that based on the interviews that were conducted. So we're very proud of the work of these students as well. Another program we have running during the summer is called our Hands-On Learning Program. And these are specific for our middle school students that have been very busy exploring into interests and expanding their skill sets in a variety of summer school classes. As you can see, we have everything that ranging from sewing to coding and to designing and building. Our students are learning a lot during their summer break. With our certified nursing program, we are extremely fortunate to have 9 of our high school students recently graduated from our certified nursing program. What a way to get into that medical field and serve our community. This program is made possible by our partnership with the Oshkosh Chamber of Commerce, as well as a generous sponsorship from the Oshkosh Rotary. After successfully completing a state exam, these students will be able to participate in a youth apprenticeship program with local healthcare employers in this upcoming school year. Another youth apprenticeship is occurring right now is with our Oshkosh Corporation. Congratulations to Oshkosh West, Zach Schmidt, Peyton Burns, Christian Labos, and Mac Paskey. These 4 recently graduated students completed a manufacturing youth apprenticeship program with Oshkosh Corporation. As a part of the program, the students moved through a variety of jobs and worked alongside mentors at Oshkosh Corp, learning the valuable skills related to manufacturing as well as what it really takes to work at a Fortune 500 company. The experience also marks the beginning of a wonderful cooperation between the district's new School to Work program that's going to be launching at Oshkosh Corporation this fall, and that will be for up to 12 juniors in high school. With our financial transparency and good news, I think it's very important to highlight how we are being good stewards to our taxpayers' money. The district is committed to being very good stewards to our financial resources. We've recently learned of 2 incidences that we wanted to highlight for you tonight related to our internal controls and exceptional monitoring processes that are benefiting our bottom line. As you can see here with our fiscal summary report, it is showing that we had a savings of over $837,000, and that was in order to maximize our federal requirements for special education services. Also, there was an audit of our Individual with Disability Education Act funds. And within that audit, as large as our district is, we were commended as a result of the findings of that audit because they notations, basically people were saying, wow, with such a huge organization, yet you have no findings, which is what you want, and to be as large as we are, and oftentimes they go to much smaller districts and do have findings. So wanted to make sure that we provided a commendation to that department because there were a lot of people involved with that process. And so with the superintendent's calendar at a glance, first I want to make sure I give credit to the school board here because a lot of individuals on this board have really gone out of their way to make sure that I'm connecting with the right people within the community. So that way I can work and start building those relationships and those partnerships. So I want to first recognize the school board for that. Recent activities here, this quite literally is my 12th day on the job.
And this is all you've done?
So it's really important for me to have a good understanding of what's going on in our schools and to develop meaningful relationships. So second day on the job, I was out there, as you might say, working the pictures there, working side by side with our summer custodian crews that were out and working in our schools. So I had the opportunity of going to Webster Stanley as well as going over to Oshkosh West High School and just spent the entire day with them. Learning what it takes in order to get the job done so that we have these wonderful facilities looking like they're almost brand new when school opens. Other activities include our one-on-one orientation discussions with our principals. So eventually, by the end of, probably before school starts, I will have met with every single principal within the school district. We meet between 2 and 3 hours, and I provide for them ahead of time some questions that I want them to prepare for so that I'm not hitting them to completely cold, but it's more about really getting to know them as a person and for them to have the opportunity to learn about me as well. I've been attending the Rotary Meetings and some of the activities that are associated with those meetings. We have the Oshkosh Public Museum's board meeting, the Feed the Body, Feed the Soul. What a wonderful opportunity to be involved with our organization. Had an opportunity to work with one of our school nurses, Liz. Also, Stephanie Carlin, I appreciate you making sure that we knew of those opportunities. And I say fresh, hot off the press, but in this case, it was fresh, hot off the airplane. Our brand new Executive Director of Human Resources, Belinda Pinkston, joining us at this event, where we were able to go ahead and put together, Stephanie, how many pounds was that?
200,000 pounds
Good grief.
of rice.
Rice and beans, backing
rice
that
and
up,
beans,
and it's in order to provide for the needs of families
That's amazing.
who have that need here in the northeastern portion of Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's fun.
We also have the WASB Summer School Safety Seminar and Leadership Institute. Had the wonderful pleasure of joining Dr. Herzog during that event this past Friday and Saturday, learning a lot about initiatives that are coming our way and things that we can do in order to ensure that our district remains on the forefront when it comes to school safety. Oshkosh Community Success Coalition meeting, I had the meeting with that this morning, was very happy to go there. That was it was early this week on Monday. Common Grounds with our faith-based leaders. We're very happy that they extended an invitation for us to come in, so we're looking now at ways in which we can partner and possibly get the individuals from the faith-based community into our schools as mentors and really work with our students in order to provide a relationship with an adult for many of our children. And then this morning, attending our Go EDC meeting. So that is the events thus far for 12 days worth of work. And very, very, again, I'm very appreciative of this board. Thank you very much for ensuring that I'm making the right connections into this community. And with that, I turn it back over to Dr. Herzog.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cartwright. Are there any district administrator supplemental reports this evening?
No, ma'am, there are none.
Okay, thank you. Then moving on to other reports, I know that we have at least one board committee chair who has a report tonight. Mrs. Carlin?
I do. I am giving a report for the Education Committee meeting on Monday, June 11th. This meeting was well attended by a lot of parents, and they had submitted some questions for our administrators to go over regarding dyslexia. And I would like to take some time and say thank you to Kim Brown, Julie Conrad, and Deb Zarling for all the time they took to answer all of these teachers' questions. It was a rather extensive report, and I'm sure it took you hours to do, so thank you so much for doing that. And we went over to the answers to these questions, and as a follow-up to that meeting, we will be having a workshop on August 9th on dyslexia, and please stay tuned for more information on what's going to be covered in that workshop. The second part of the meeting, we discussed the School to Work program with Oshkosh Corporation, which Dr. Cartwright talked about in her Good News report this evening. We got a little bit more detail on what's going to be happening next year, and it's very exciting. We're extending it to 12 students and juniors, and they will actually be getting paid to work during the program. So it's a great and exciting opportunity. And as I said, our next meeting is August 9th at 8:30 a.m., and I look forward to it. And welcome, Dr. Cartwright. This is exciting to have you at our first meeting.
We are making history tonight.
We are.
As it were. All right. Are there any other board committee chairs who have reports tonight? We do have two administrators in the audience who wrote exemplary reports, I felt, regarding their charter schools. Well, in the case of Alps, a charter school. In the case of Shapiro, STEM Academy annual report. I realize those were written reports. I don't know if either of you or one of you wanted to make any comments about your report.
If you would like some more information, we'd be happy to.
We would love to hear from you.
Dr. Jones, please.
You guys
come
know
up.
better than that, right?
I know personally from having worked with Dr. Jones when I was associated with the charter school, the brain-based learning school at Jacob Shapiro School, that Dr. Jones really led the leadership, provided the leadership to provide a framework, an outline for preparing these charter school reports. And so I think he deserves credit for that. And especially for this report, I love the part where you talk about setting goals and high expectations for students, high percentages of students who will achieve at particular levels, and how successful ALPS has been at getting there. And I've worked with Mrs. Anderson, again, when I had the good fortune to work with that charter school board, and I know that we borrowed heavily from the template that Dr. Jones had put together. So thanks to both of you for your continuing efforts. And we'd love to hear any summation you'd like to share with us tonight about your successes.
Would you like to start? I can start.
Go ahead.
Okay. I guess for ALPS, it's been a journey since they've moved from the Merrill Building to Tipler. But yes, Julie Conrad was really instrumental in having us really take a look at our mission and vision for the school, and I think we've made some changes that are quite positive. Actually had an opportunity to meet with Dr. Cartwright today and talk a little bit about the program. And the good news is that our interest in the program is up. The sad news is sometimes we have a waiting list for students to get into the program because per the agreement, we cap it at 60. But I think with the changes we've made in the last few years, our teachers are able to be much more content with their approach to instruction, and I'm getting a lot of very positive feedback from parents. And probably the greatest thing is the kids are just having a great time and are a joy to work with. So all in all, it's been a really good experience having the ALPS program at Perry Tippler, and I think we're moving in the right direction. 2 years ago, we were the #1 achieving middle school in the state based on the Wisconsin Forward exam, but we slipped a little bit. I think we're at a 93 on the state report card with the 2016-17 school year, and we'll see how we fared this next year. But overall, it's been a really positive experience.
Again, we thank you for your leadership, because we all know that it starts at the top. So thank you for all you're doing to ensure the success of our students.
Thank you.
Mrs. Anderson, you want to add anything?
Our charters are just a bit different. It is a neighborhood school, so we do out of attendance, we do open enrollment, but many of our students are from our neighborhood, so it's all inclusive. We definitely, 4 or 5 years ago, went through a little bit of change with the new leadership and really examining our vision and mission and our values, and that really led us in the right direction, because all of our questions get answered when you go back to your values. I truly believe that. With that, we really focused on our foundation, which is that conscious discipline and helping students self-regulate, and that school family, because we all know how important relationships are in that foundation. Brain-based is definitely a key, which is in many of our schools within the district, not just Shapiro. A lot of the Jensen and Feuerstein work as a foundation. It's just research-based best strategies for students. And then what makes us a little bit different is we absolutely have that STEM focus, but it's not just STEM. It really is all inclusive of the arts and FIED and literacy.
So she looked at Jim, she's like, it's not
Talking
just
right to you,
that.
Jim. No, not at all. We are fortunate this year to be approved for 15 summer hours for all of our teachers to really come together. And we started the work at the end of the school year and looking at all of our curriculum and just laying it out per grade level and saying, where can we layer and where can we overlap? And you know, all of our writing units and literacy, because as we learn as adults, it's not segmented. So really looking at that project or problem-based learning, and then focusing as a whole school on that. So that was probably one of our biggest initiatives, and I'm appreciative of the extra hours. It really renewed our teachers, their passion. You could see that excitement. Not that they weren't excited before, but you could see that renewed excitement in their passion for learning and teaching, which was neat to see. Some future goals continuing on that. We do like to capture a whole school initiative, really starting with that problem-based. With our school garden, we focused on how can we have every single grade level really engaged in supporting and creating that. From the kindergarten with shapes and building the shapes of that. First grade really had the initiative of looking at themselves in space and looking at shadows and where should we place it because of the sun and the shadows. And 4th and 5th grade, I think we're doing soil sampling. So really bringing in all of those curricular areas for a common purpose and a real world goal. And this year our initiative is really to look at how our school can be more environmental friendly, and really it starts with the questions. You know, all of those questions, and having the teachers first of all start with their students and how could we, and putting it out to them. And again, real world purpose, choice, and that's where we see increased engagement. So I'm excited going into that next school year to work with the teachers on that initiative. So I appreciate all of your support and central office as well. I appreciate the opportunity because we have amazing schools here in Oshkosh, and I just have the opportunity to boast a little bit. Thank you.
And that's one of the benefits of doing a written report, because then you do get a chance to share with the community and get the good word out, because we have wonderful things going on every day in our schools, and we need to celebrate those and get the word out. So thank you both for all you've done to promote growth and achievement in our students.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciate your
Thank you,
leadership.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any people who wish to speak to the non-agenda related public forum? Is there anyone who would like to speak to an agenda related public forum item? Then moving on, we will move on to the consent resolution agenda. For the consent agenda, the board has been furnished with background and material on each item or has discussed it at a previous meeting. These will be acted upon with one vote without discussion. If a board member wants to discuss any item, it will be pulled out of the consent agenda and will be voted on separately. At this point, I understand we will be pulling 7B and C as well as 8. Are there any others that you wish to pull tonight? All right then. Be it resolved that the Oshkosh Area School District consider approval of 1, minutes of June 20th, 2018 special board meeting. Number 2, minutes of June 20th, 2018 executive session and special board meeting. Number 3, minutes of June 27th, 2018 regular board meeting. Number 4, minutes of June 27th, 2018 executive session at regular board meeting. Number 5, minutes of June 28th, 2018 executive session at special board meeting. Number 6, bills payable. Number 7, personnel. A, appointments, resignations, and salary schedule.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Evans?
Aye.
Evans, aye. Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Olmsted?
Aye.
Olmsted, aye. Peschel?
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Carlin?
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Resolution 7B, be it resolved that the Oshkosh Area School District Board of Education approve the retirements as filed with the Secretary to the Board of Education.
So moved.
Second.
Once again, we have 2 people who have devoted many years of positive service to the children and community, and this is our opportunity to single out and to thank Mary Balconnect, who's been a cross-categorical teacher assistant at Carl Traeger Elementary School since 2006, and Elaine Fisher, who has served as a cross-categorical teacher assistant at Merrill Middle School since 1995. We wish both of these people all the best as they enter this new age and stage of life. And Elaine Fisher is someone I've worked with in the past, and I can't believe she's retiring already, but I guess there's a time and a season for everything. So we wish these 2 ladies all the best as they enter the retirement years. Please call the roll.
Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Olmsted?
Aye.
Olmsted, aye. Peschel?
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Carlin?
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Evans?
Aye.
Evans, aye. Motion carried.
Moving on to Resolution 7C, be it resolved that the Oshkosh Area School District Board of Education approve the administrative appointment and salary schedule as filed with the Secretary of the Board of Education.
So moved.
Second.
In her first official meeting, Dr. Cartwright has the opportunity to announce the appointment of a new administrator, so we will turn this over to her.
Thank you very much, Dr. Herzog. If I may please introduce to you for Erin Herm, if Erin would please stand so everyone can see who he is as I talk about him. I am very, very pleased to bring to you a recommendation to appoint Erin as our new assistant principal at Oshkosh West High School. Erin comes with a very rich background, and I'm very happy with the background that he comes forward with. So this past year, he was a special education teacher at Oshkosh West High School, but prior to that, he had actually been serving as a special education teacher in the school districts of West Des Pierre and Menasha, as well as a social studies teacher at Beloit Memorial High School. So he's been a teacher now for 9 years and is definitely ready to take the helm as an assistant principal. As he was talking, some of the things that really came through and that we really learned about Erin is that he really has a very strong philosophy and practice of holding high expectations for all students, as well as really looking at how to educate students maybe differently than what you would see in a traditional high school classroom. So he takes the approach of project-based learning, and in May, you actually may remember seeing him. He was here in front of us at May when we did a presentation related to the Empower Academy. Erin was one of those leaders that took that program and really helped develop it this past year. So without further ado, I introduce to you for your approval tonight, Erin Herm.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Erin. It sounds like this is your first administrative position?
It is.
Wonderful. And people
Well, we'll
around the
see.
room
We have
can
to
relate
vote.
to that.
We haven't voted.
It might be.
Vote yet,
Yeah, there is a vote we have to get through here. Any other comments or ideas to share with Erin at this time? All right, please call the roll.
Herzog?
Yes.
Herzog, aye. Olmsted?
Aye.
Olmsted, aye. Peschel?
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Carlin?
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Evans?
Aye.
Evans, aye. Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Moving on to agenda item number 8. Be it resolved that the Oshkosh Area School District Board of Education pursuant to section 120.112(13) of the state statutes approve the list and description of the student academic standards that shall be in effect for the 2018-19 school year, as said list has been presented in Exhibits A, B, and C with the date of July 18th, 2018 in the board's packet, with said academic standards representing the board-adopted standards that are required under section 118.30, looks like LG.
It's 1.
Oh, 1G. Paren A of the state statutes, as well as the board-approved standards in the additional specified academic content areas, and provide notice to parents and guardians in a manner that is consistent with the requirements of section 120.12(13) of the state statute of the board-approved list and description of the student academic standards that shall be in effect for the 2018-19 school year, as filed with the Secretary to the Board of Education.
So moved. Second.
I know that all the board members read the nearly 100 pages that we were provided.
Every
tonight.
word.
And the quiz is coming later, I understand. But again, this is an opportunity to thank and to recognize Julie Conrad and others of the central office team who diligently prepared these documents for review so that we would be in compliance with state law. Ms. Conrad, I don't know if you want to share anything further on these or let the 100 pages stand on their own.
You want to read it to us, maybe?
Can you start?
Good night.
Thank you for inviting me up. Within there are 3 exhibits. You notice that to kind of make it a little bit more digestible, we have Exhibit A, B, and C, so we broke it down into elementary, middle school, and high school. What we're really proud of this year is that we spent time. You'll notice in there we have the essential elements in there for our students with the most significant disabilities. In that we had been using them before, but having them in there, and then also the major revisions that we've done at the high school level to make sure that we are aligned with the next generation science standards that were adopted back in October of 2016. So this staff report and the standards represent work of many educators within our school district, and a special shout out to my administrative assistant, our data steward for the district, Paige Smoody, who helped prepare this. She did an excellent job of organizing all the data and bringing the pieces together. Also note in there you will see all the state required assessments and gives you a little snapshot of what we're going to be doing this year. And we haven't for 2 years now gone through the NAEP, and so we have 3 schools that will be taking the National Assessment of Educational Progress for us this school year. So.
Awesome. And when you're invited to participate in that, that's a command performance, right? You don't.
We do not have an option, because if we are we take Title I, Title II, and Title III monies, and as part of our assurances, we say that we will participate in the National Assessment of Progress.
And that is a change. That there was a time when, if you were selected, you could say thank you, but no thank you. But now you just say thank you and you participate.
Thank you. How can we help?
There you go. That's a better answer. Any other questions or comments for Ms. Conrad and her team?
No, thank you, Julie.
Thank you for all the work on that. I know that's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Could you please call the roll?
Olmsted?
Aye.
Olmsted, aye. Peschel?
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Carlin?
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Evans?
Aye.
Evans, aye. Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Do we have any individually considered resolutions? The Wisconsin Association of School Boards holds an annual policy and resolutions meeting, excuse me, in January in conjunction with the state joint convention with the Wisconsin Association of Business Officials and the Wisconsin Association of School District Administrators. And they are currently seeking any resolutions from member districts who wish to submit to that policy group. So I know we've discussed some things at this table. If there's something we want to put forward, we have until, I believe it's September 15th to do that. So that would allow us 2 August meetings and the first meeting in September. Are there requests for future agenda items? Are there any announcements?
Before everybody takes off tonight, there are some things that we all have to either initial or sign. So if you could just
Okay.
come by the Evans Estate here and we'll work our way through that.
Very good.
I do have an announcement.
Yes.
I know ARC Contracting, they run the Gus Macker each year.
Yes.
And this year's Gus Macker proceeds are going to go to the school district to help feed our free and reduced lunch students, to help fund that effort. If you want more information, contact me. I can get you in touch with the person who runs that program.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah,
Great.
they're
Do you
terrific.
have the date for that?
Nope.
Offhand? Okay. Are there any other announcements? I would just like to note that on Thursday, August 9th, which is the day after our next board meeting, Fit Oshkosh is hosting an evening at the Alumni Conference and Welcome Center at UW Oshkosh. And we're looking to put a table together.
Oh.
So if you're interested in that, please let me know and we can get in a reservation. There is a price break if you have a table of 8. And right now we're at 4, so. But there's nothing that says we can't have 2 tables. So this would be a great opportunity for us as a board to show support for another organization in the community that seeks to support our students and their families. Other announcements? And I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Peschel.
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Carlin.
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Eliason.
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Evans.
Aye.
Evans, aye. Garner.
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog.
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Olmsted.
Aye.
Olmsted, aye. Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Whoa.
Wow.
We are adjourned.
Yes.